Welcome to episode 3, Club 3 with AS Monaco in the French Ligue 1. And in today's episode, we make our debut in a European competition in the Europa League. Welcome to the video, folks, and let's get into what's happened since you were last with us. And of course, in yesterday's episode, we had the games against Rennes and Auxerre. A 1-0 win against Rennes with goal from Abel Ruiz, and then a 5-1 win. I'm really frustrated to have conceded that goal. 5-1 win against Auxerre. Goals from Musa, Garcia, Ruiz, Santos and Singo. 5 different goal scores. I love that. I love it when different players score. I know it's nice seeing a player getting a hat-trick and things like that, but I do love it when you get plenty of different players scoring. After that, we then played Havre AC at home. A 2-0 win in that game. Yunus Musa and Andre Santos again getting on the score sheet. If we have a look at the stats in this game, we were easily the better team. 75% possession, much better, actually over 2 points more than they got. 4 shots on target with 15 shots in general. They only got 1 shot on target and only 3 shots on goal. We really did limit them. We really did play very, very well. I was delighted with that performance. Then we moved on against Lyon, and this on paper is the toughest game we will have until we come up against maybe Lille or Marseille. So I really felt this was a game we could potentially lose. We did win it 1-0 with a goal from Bril Mbolo in the 88th minute coming off the subs bench. And yeah, as a starting 11, we weren't really that good in an attacking sense. Again, restricted to just 1 shot on target, just 3 shots at goal. That was us. They did have the better of the shots, but 59% possession. Keep an eye on this possession stat as well, because I think this could be key. But yeah, we only had the 1 shot on goal, and that was from Bril Mbolo. We weren't good going forward. And you could probably say we got away with a win there, and that wouldn't be an unfair thing to say. Then we played Metz at home. And by the way, let's remember as well, that was away from home against Lyon. Then Metz at home, a 3-0 win. 2 goals from Yunus Musa and a goal from Puxtas from the bench as well. And again, if we have a look at the stats for this game, and this time we were much more dominant in an attacking sense. 63% possession as well. Again, dominating possession. Passes completed, we were better. All round, we were just the much better team, and we were back to what we had been previously before the Lyon game. And again, it was a pleasure to watch. Some of the football we're playing is just sumptuous. Then we come up against Rennes and we lost 1-0 away from home against them. And this was kind of a surprise. I weren't expecting us to lose this game. But if we actually have a look at the stats, what's quite interesting is this is the first game so far this season where we've not dominated possession. We had 47% compared to their 53%. So almost 50-50. But yeah, that was a worry because I've looked at that and thought, okay, so the first game we've lost this season is also the first game where we've not dominated possession. So it's going to be interesting to keep an eye on that to see if that has an effect in future matches as well. In terms of shots on target and shots at goal, we were the better team. They had a slightly better XG. A draw probably would have been a fair result, I think, in that game. But considering we stole one against Lyon, I suppose that kind of evens it out a little bit, doesn't it? But again, I think it was against Lyon. Yeah, you look at the game against Lyon, Bart Verbruggen with an 8 rating in that game. He is 7.4 against Havre FC, 7.3 against Metz, 6.7 against Auxerre, and 7.4 against Rennes. So, yeah, the 2 games that he's conceded in, I mean, that was his lowest rating, was a 6.5, but just all round we weren't particularly good. In terms of transfers, there has been some transfer news. Erwin Oduls has come in from Metz for £3.5 million. And he's basically a backup to our backup central defence. He's a 4th choice centre back. He can play on the right hand side, which we do need because everyone we've got at the moment seems to play on the left hand side. His physicals are really decent. I really like his physicals. His mentals are decent, but need a bit of improvement. His technicals do need some improvement as well. He's 2-star current ability with 3 to 4-star potential, but most of the key points for him as a central defender, he does have. He has decent heading, decent marking, decent tackling, position is decent. The only bit he really doesn't match up in is bravery and composure, but hopefully they will improve in time. Like I say, he's only 21 years old. He's a French lad, and yeah, he's in as a fringe player as well. And we needed a player as a central defender, and we also needed someone that can fulfil kind of a homegrown nation role. We also sold George Lopez to RSC Anderlecht for 1.9 million, rising to 2.3 million. Anderlecht seem to like our players. They've already signed Kylian Abert. Only signed as a last resort. He does have 4-star, 3 to 4-star potential, or 2 to 4-star potential, I should say. But looking at him, I don't think he's ever going to reach that. He don't really suit the positions that we would want him to play in. He's Argentinian, so we can't register him anyway because we're only allowed to register 4 non-EU players. And yeah, I just thought he was in the last year of his contract. Let's just make the most of being able to get a couple of £1 million for him. In terms of finances, 78.4 million in the bank. We've got 31 million left in the transfer budget. Obviously, the transfer window is now closed, so we're looking for players in January. We have a wage budget of 1.9 million, and we're well underspent on that. What I would like to show you is in terms of our squad, we struggled with getting players in for registered for European football. We have 4 homegrown at club and 2 homegrown at nation, one of them being Erwin Adals that we've recently signed. And basically, our other goalkeeper, our usual backup coach, Bobek, whatever his name is, I don't know where he is on here now, let's just filter it by this. Yeah, Alexander Bobek, we've not been able to register him for European competition. We've had to bring Frank Wiebel in. He's one of the homegrown at club players. He's 1-star currently with 2.5 to maybe 3.5-star potential. We need to get a homegrown at club or nation goalkeeper that we can have on the bench behind Bart Verbruggen and then move on Alexander Bobek. We've also not been able to register Gustav Isaacson, which is a shame. He's 3 stars. He's a solid player. But we had to leave somebody out, and he was the one that in the end fell by the wayside. So really, we probably need to look at moving him on in the January transfer window if we can. He is meant to be for another 3 years. If we can move him on and bring in another homegrown nation player, then we'll at least start to fulfil our quota a little bit, because at the moment we are struggling. So in the summer, we are going to need a bit of surgery on this squad, and we will need to look at a dev centre, because in our under-19s, if we filter by potential, we have this guy here, Martin Cardoza, who's 3.5 to 4.5-star potential player, can play either left back or central defence. I mean, he's 5'10", so I'm unlikely to have him as central defence, especially when he's got a heading of 7. But he's maybe a player we want to bring in, but again, with him being Paraguayan, he's non-EU. So at the moment, we can't use him anyway, even if we wanted to. But we do have, and then you've got this guy here, Julio Cesar Guiterres, something like that. 4-star potential. Until he actually becomes homegrown, again, we can't use him in Europe either. So we have players here, probably down as far as Henry, who can play both sides of the defence. And again, if we can get him actually improving, someone that can play left and right would be a very good substitute option for us. Even if he just gets to like 2.5 stars of current ability, he's definitely someone we could use as a backup option and let one of the others go. But yeah, a lot of surgery to the squad will be required next summer. But on with today. Let's move over to the match day centre, because we've got a European game today against Villareal away from home in the Europa League, and then we're going to be playing against Lorient, who are 7th in the league, and we're going to be at home. In terms of our Europa League draw, by the way, I don't think I've shown you this before, so I don't think we'd had the Europa League in the last episode, but it's actually a pretty favourable draw. We've got Villareal away first, then we've got Utrecht at home, then we've got Braga at home, Ferencváros and Osijek, who actually we lost 1-0 to in a pre-season friendly, away from home, then AZ Alkmaar away from home, Trabzonspor and Union Berlin at home. Villarreal away is going to be our most challenging tie. We've actually got Michael Oliver of the Premier League as our manager. Braga at home, and I'd say AZ Alkmaar away. Them 3 games are going to be the most challenging games. The other games, I'm fairly confident we can win them games. And what's the minimum expectation from the board to reach the quarter-final? So we do need to get through, but I wouldn't have a problem if we finished in this 9th to 24th area, because I think we'd be able to win our playoff round unless we're really unlucky with a draw. And yeah, I just think we stand a pretty decent chance with the Europa League. So yeah, I'll meet you over at the Matchday Centre and we'll get into the game away from home against Villareal. Okay, here we are then in the Matchday Centre for the game against Villareal, and the team we're going to go with: Verbruggen in goal, Enrique left back, Espinosa right back, Barracina and Van den Berg in the middle of defence, Fofana, Musa and Santos in the midfield, Abel Ruiz, Vanderson out wide with Garcia up top. I am debating how much longer I keep faith with Garcia. I am considering moving Garcia to here and then bringing Golovin in to the inside forward position. But for the moment, we will stick with it. Christian Garcia is a young lad, of course. He's a 20-year-old Mexican. Valuation of up to 90 million. So we can't just not play him, basically. He's obviously got the potential. So let's get into the first game of this episode. And life at Monaco has been good so far. We've got off to a good start this season. Yeah, we had the defeat against Reims. But overall, we're doing decent. You know, I'm very pleased with our start to the season. The win against Lyon was really good. It showed that we were able to dig in and fight for our win. It's nice as well seeing now we're in the Europa League and it's all licensed, getting the actual proper imagery on screen for it. First half is halfway through. Villareal have not had a chance yet. We've had a few chances, one shot on target, dominating possession. First highlight now starts with us. Van den Berg from the defence gives it to Espinosa. He cuts inside. Is he going to find anyone? Gives it to Enrique. To Barracina, back to Enrique, back to Barracina, back to Enrique, back to Barracina. I mean, there are other players on the pitch, guys. You know, maybe try and find someone else. Well done. Right, here's Espinosa on the right. We've managed to work it back over to the other side. Garcia with the shot. Saved by the keeper, but he was offside as well, so it wouldn't have counted even if it had gone in, and that would have been a frustration. Espinosa's on a 7.5. Don't know what he's done so marvellously well, apart from setting up a chance. But we've had Van den Berg and Vanderson booked, along with Enrique. Now, that's 3 players booked in the first half. Villareal have only had 1 shot at goal, and that was off target. We've been the better team in that first half. I mean, they've made a whole host of substitutions. Corner kick for us. It comes out to Garcia, puts it back in, and just kind of flicked on towards the goalkeeper for him to collect quite comfortably. They go for a long ball up the top. Barracina takes it down. It's nice to see him actually take it down and control it, rather than just kick it forward and give it away. Comes back to Barracina. I mean, we seem to be quite happy for our centre-backs, both of them, to have the ball. They are good on the ball. Here's Vanderson now on the right-hand side. Puts a cross into the box. It gets cleared. Enrique picks up the loose ball. I did leave Vanderson out of the game that we lost against Reims because he was really poor in training, so I left him out of that game. Here's Andre Santos, and it's a goal. Santos with his 3rd goal of the season, his first goal in Europe, of course. This is our first game of the season in Europe. Oh, we've got a highlight straight away. You know I hate it when we get a highlight straight after we've scored a goal. It usually means that they equalise. Cross into the box. We don't clear our lines effectively. They've still got the ball. That was a good tackle. Didn't want to say it was a good tackle in case it became a penalty, but Verbruggen with an outstanding save there. Diving to his left. They've got I mean, they're really piling on the pressure now, Villareal. I think the worst thing we could have done was scored. And then we clear our lines. Oh, we live to breathe another day. We managed to keep them out. They were really, like I say, piling on the pressure there. Right, Santos is looking quite tired, as is Espinosa. Again, I mean, Garcia's not doing a great deal wrong. Abel Ruiz isn't really doing much. I'm going to leave it another 5 minutes before we make a substitution. Here's Enrique with the free kick. Oh, skims the top of the net. I mean, if we can get a win in this game, even a draw in this game, and that would be points that I weren't expecting us to get. Right, so I need to take off. I don't really want to take off Espinosa or Santos because they're playing so well. It's a tricky one because Vanderson's playing well, but they're all on yellow cards. I'm going to have to have faith that they're going to be able to see it out. So bring Puxtas in for Santos. And I think we're going to take... Are we going to take Abel Ruiz off of Villareal Bolo? Or bring up... No, we're going to take off Ruiz and we're going to bring on Golovin. There's always that option just to move Ruiz up top and take Garcia off. But like I say, I do want to stick with Garcia and give him some faith. Right, we're going to make another couple of substitutions. I think Espinosa's going to have to come off this time for Wilfried Singo. I really don't mind Singo. I think he's a really decent player. And looking at what we've got on the bench, it's more of a case of who am I taking off. I think Vanderson can come off for Navarro, even though my assistant manager was telling me to bring on Villareal Bolo instead. Right, they have a corner. The substitutions have been made by the looks of it. We partially clear our lines. Again, we partially clear our lines. If we can clear it completely, that would be awesome. Oh, they scored. Oh, they scored. Like I say, a draw isn't a bad result, but there's still like 15, 16 minutes to go, which is plenty of time for them to... Right, I'll tell you what we're going to... Oh, we're on balance. How are we on balanced mentality? I thought we was on a positive mentality. Right, we're going to make a substitution now. I want to bring Enrique off. He's on a yellow card and tired. Bring Munoz on for him. Oh, come on. Can we get a goal here? Ball goes into the box. Again, partially clear. Garcia picks up the loose ball. Puts it back in the box again. Oof. Could we do... Anyone? No? Now they can counter-attack. I mean, now would be a good time just to win the ball back. Right, we've pushed them back into their own half, but they come forward again. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, that's offside, surely. Surely that is offside. No? Oh, I did say I feared the worst when they equalised it. It was too early. That is so disappointing. They've been a lot better in the second half than what they were in the first half. But I think we were robbed. I think we deserved a draw in that game. Yeah, okay, I'm proud of you, refs. I'm not going to berate them for it because I did say it was the toughest game we've got. And at the end of the day, if we finish where we are now... Oh, no, that's Villareal. Yeah, if we finish where we are now, fine. I mean, I'd like to be a bit higher up than 24th, I don't mind admitting. But, yeah, that's disappointing. I hate it when it does that. It's not giving me a chance to rest players. It's moved straight over to the next day. Right, let's get to the next game against Lorient in the league. We could really do with winning that game. We don't want to be losing 2 in a row. Right, welcome back. Now, because I don't think we were bad in the last game, I actually thought we were decent. We are going with an unchanged team for the game against Lorient. For Bruggen in goal, Enrique left back, Espinosa right back, Barachina and Vandenberg in the centre, Fofana, Musa and Santos in our midfield, Ruiz on the left, Vanderson on the right, Garcia up top. Let's get into the game. We're not going to waste any time. We need to win this. I say we don't want to lose 2 in a row. This would actually be 3 in a row because we did lose a game against Rems, sorry. And yeah, so losing 2 in a row is bad enough. We definitely don't want to be losing 3 in a row. We want to win this game because this would be a second league defeat in a row as well. I'm just keeping this going because I want to see what Lorient's form has been like. On and off. I mean, they're not doing badly, put it that way. They're going to be another tough test for us. Jarrell Quansah of Liverpool, Miles Lewis-Skelly of Arsenal in the Lorient team, by the way. Also Luca Pellegrini, who I recognise from real life as well. So they've got a decent team. There's no doubt about that. We are the home team, though, so I would say we are favourites for this. They are 9th in the league. We were 5th at the start of the day, but we moved up to 4th, presumably Nice are losing or something. But a lack of highlights so far in this first half, lack of opportunities, as you can see, only 1 shot, and that weren't on target, and that was for us. They are dominating possession slightly, though, so that is also another concern because we do like to keep possession of the football. And I'm going to point a finger and say we're not going to win if we don't shoot. It's been really disappointing so far. I think they just need a little kick up the backside. I mean, XG 0.04, 0.06 for the first half. That has got to be one of the worst sets of XG I've seen in my life in this game. Especially, and just nothing's happening. What we... Well, hang on, I was just about to make a substitution, but we have a highlight. Espinosa with the throw-in. Gives it to Andre Santos. Musa gives it back to Espinosa. And why is he taking a shot? I mean, seriously, why would you take a shot from there? Right, Santos can come off, and we're going to bring Puxtas on for him. Espinosa's rubbish, so we're going to bring Singo on for him. I mean, we're just not doing anything, are we? And Golovin can come on for Ruiz. I think we're going to make a triple change on 63 minutes. Very rare I do a triple change at that point, but we've got to try and do something to try. We're actually on a positive mentality as well, by the way. I did switch to a positive mentality. And if this is what positive does for us, then I think I'll go back to balanced. Right, Puxtas to Singo. We're on this right-hand side. Most of their attacks do come from that right-hand side. Puxtas into Vanderson. Vanderson out to Enrique. Can he get across in? He can. Puxtas! Oh! That was close. There was no cigar involved, but it was close. Right. Who else are we bringing off? I think we bring off Vanderson for Brilembolo, maybe. See what he can do, because Navarro didn't do anything last time round. I think that's the only change I'm going to make for now. But I'm looking at maybe Enrique's going to have to come off because he's looking rather tired. But we're just not doing anything. We've had one shot on target in the entire game. Right, because I don't want Enrique getting injured, I'm going to bring him off for Munoz, the usual substitution. 5 minutes of added on time. This is a poor episode. A defeat in the first game, a draw at home against Lorient in the second game. There's lots to ponder, folks. There's lots to ponder. And I'm going to ponder that before the next episode. We are fourth in the table on 60. I mean, to be fair, we're only 2 points behind the league leaders, Marseille, who it'll probably be 3 points once PSG win their game. But the aim is to finish in the top four, and currently we are in the top four. So despite two defeats and a draw in our last 3 games, I mean, we've got Utrecht next in Europe, followed by Strasbourg, who are 10th in the league, Bordeaux, who are 18th, Lille, who are 3rd. Then we have Braga and Marseille. So I think what we'll do is we'll probably come back for Braga and Marseille in tomorrow's episode. And hopefully, in between times, we managed to pick up 4 wins from 4 games would be nice. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Right, I'll see you tomorrow for the next episode. Hopefully, it's a more successful one than this one. Thank you very much for watching, folks. Please leave a like and subscribe, all that sort of stuff. And I'll see you tomorrow for episode 4. Thank you. Bye-bye.